Yes guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I am Adam, we are back, we are live, United Daily Live, back at the usual time of 12 PM UK time. So thank you very much to all of those that have joined us and of course are here in the live. Thank you very much to everyone that becomes active for these streams. I really do enjoy that. And of course, if you do watch this later on in the day and you have your own routine for watching these videos, and thank you very much for getting involved anyway. I appreciate every single last one of you here on AdamMcKola TV. I can already see loads of you in the comments: Minnie, Christian, Pravin, Damien, Tiff, Keegan, Paul B, Jordan Taylor, 94J Reedy, Damian Brown, Peter, Keegan. I can see loads of you in there, McKola as well, Nornihal, Sunnit. So thank you very much to everyone getting involved, and welcome to Ming Hjortland, sorry if I've said your surname wrong. Ming Hjortland, thank you very much for becoming a member on AdamMcKola TV. Literally in the last couple of moments, I'll post a new Discord link for you in the community section later on today. And of course, thank you very much for joining and helping support the cause. You are, I believe, the 80th member on AdamMcKola TV. So thank you very much. A little bit of a milestone there. The target of 100 is well on course for the end of the month. You can help me reach that by clicking that join button. But today we are discussing, of course, about Jadon Sancho yet again. Of course we're talking about Jadon Sancho. Maybe that's why I've subliminally wore yellow and black with a little bit of blue in it and the same pattern top that I usually wear. But nevertheless, we are here to talk about the latest Sport Build report on Jadon Sancho's future and all those kind of things. And thank you to Sport Witness for digging that out for us. They've got a whole spread on that, and they've got all the information that we need from Sport Build. So I really do love those guys at Sport Witness. Thank you very much for that. We're going to go through that story. We're going to look at the story that United have alternatives to their priorities. We keep hearing United want Grealish, Kai Havertz, Donny van der Beek. United want Sancho, Ansu Fati. We want this guy, Grealish, that guy. We want loads of different players according to all the reports. And maybe that's a sign that United are no longer just going out for one target. They're setting up a target. There's our main target. Let's try and get him. And maybe we can try and get these in the background just in case that one falls through. And if that's what United are doing, that is very sensible business. Of course, it could just be that the newspapers are talking a load of shite, linking all the players with Man United. But nevertheless, it is good signs. Phil Jones has picked up a minor injury. There's a shocker for you. And Paul Pogba has had no adverse reactions to his return to football. The players were involved in another inter-squad friendly yesterday. I'm not sure what the score was in that one. I know who the winning team was, but I don't know who the score was, what the scorers were, or anything like that. But they were supposed to play Stoke City yesterday. Stoke City's manager had a coronavirus positive test. So, and when I mean positive, I don't mean he had a negative. He had a positive, so he's got the Rona. And he had the Rona, and he obviously was supposed to manage Stoke City. That game was called off. We can't even allow their squad to come in. What if they've been in contact with him? So, we had to call that game off, and the players played against each other in an inter-squad friendly instead. And Paul Pogba has been said to have no adverse reactions to any of that. So we'll be discussing about all of those things here on AdamMcKola TV, plus any other transfer news or news headlines that you guys have seen that you want to put the link or you want to direct me to a story, then feel free to do that in the comments as well. And we can of course look at them. I'm loving the Rona routine, says Josh Berry. Yes, we are in a good coronavirus routine, aren't we? Even though it's a bad time for the world, and I'm not denying that. We don't want to be locked in our doors, and I don't want to be locked in. It is a good excuse for me to get this channel up and running properly, like I should have done about 5-6 years ago. I've kind of just put all my focus on Full-Time Devils, never really focused on this, and maybe I can do both. So I'm trying to get this one going, and we're doing it this year. We're getting it going, and it's going to keep getting bigger and bigger as the season goes on and the football starts to return as well. Obviously, there's not going to be any match day vlogs or reviews from outside stadiums, but we can still do watch-alongs. We can still do reviews from outside the ground. We can still do all those things. So make sure you're keeping it on for that. Sean says, good to hear Pogba is all good. Do you think we will slap Tottenham, says Vishal. This is just mouldy balls night. This is literally just one of those Patter exclusives. They're releasing another Italy version where they've got this Pata logo, another logo here. I think it's a collab with, maybe a collab with Nike. The Pata logo here, it's got a number 10 on the back, and it's just a lovely blue shirt. And Pata are releasing that soon. I shouldn't have told you guys on here, because when I'm trying to get in the queue to buy it, you're probably going to be next to me in the queue. But nevertheless, if you like, you know, unique pieces, Pata do bring out quite a few. And they'll be limited as well. Thank you very much, Ed Will. Keep it coming. Josh, thank you very much for getting involved. And yeah, look, let's get into this story. I'm rambling on now. Everyone hates it when I ramble on, don't they? I do it far too much. But let's look at this story in relation to, let me get the link back up. In relation to Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho potentially joining Manchester United. Update from Sport Build on this, and like I said, thank you to Sport Witness. I'm not going to pretend that I've translated this myself and dug out Sport Build, because I clearly haven't. Thank you to Sport Witness, and it goes on. So this is the article by Naveen Ulal, which is looking at the reports from Sport Build. So it goes on to say, Manchester United generally get a mention when the German media discuss anything about Jadon Sancho's future. The Borussia Dortmund star dominates 2 pages of this week's edition of Sport Build, and it mainly highlights the things the 20-year-old shouldn't have done in his career so far. So they're taking a negative look on Jadon Sancho. They're linking him with that move away. They're linking him with wanting to leave, and they're basically putting a negative slant on him now. So you can see how the narrative is being pushed by the media, or maybe fueled by Borussia Dortmund and whatever they're telling the media. This narrative that Jadon Sancho is headache. They're going to need to get rid of him. That allows the fans, when they do sell them, it's kind of like a little bit of propaganda. You see the governments do it all the time with the way they break news and the way they give news, and the spin that they put on things. Football clubs love to do that as well. Michael Zorc, the Dortmund sporting director, said Jadon is not only an exceptional footballer who is noticeable on the pitch, but now and then also outside of the pitch. Sometimes it's not easy for us. And when someone says you're noticeable off the pitch, that's a problem. That's a problem. You don't want to be noticeable off the pitch. And as I said, it's not easy for us. You can point to times when he's been late, things like that. But I hope they're not talking about his fight for justice. I really do. And I don't want to, put that on them, because German clubs have been quite good with their reaction to things, apart from the Bundesliga punishing him. The focus is mainly on the England international's behaviour and dragging down his reputation for a German audience. When discussing his future, the report states it's no secret the winger wants to move to the Premier League, and if it's up to him, he will make that move this summer. So, Sport Build are telling you, Sancho's transfer this summer is no secret. He wants out. He wants out of the club. We've already known that, and we've already discovered that from hearing from Fabrizio Romano, Simon Stone, David Ornstein, other reliable journalists. So these are things that we can kind of correlate to other reports and say, okay, maybe that is true, because he's reliable, he's reliable, he's reliable, and they're all reporting that same thing. That's how I try and weigh these things up in my head. So we move on. From that, it says the Red Devils' interest is discussed, and Sport Build add Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's side want to sign the mega talent. However, United don't want to pay the 130 million euros demanded by the German side. Now, on the price, I will have no surprise if Dortmund are still playing hardball. They're still saying we want all the money for Jadon Sancho. Last year, they wanted around 150 million euros for him. They probably should have sold him last summer. They didn't. They didn't know coronavirus stuff was going to happen. Teams were going to have less money. Now teams do have less money. They're losing out on a battle for his signature. Chelsea are looking elsewhere, signing other players. They kind of know this isn't going to go the way they want it. Liverpool have been linked with him, but there doesn't seem to be any serious interest there. So, if we sign him, we can't run out and say, oh, we beat Liverpool to his signature. It doesn't seem to be any real interest in there. They haven't got the money to buy him. Real Madrid are in the same boat. Juventus are in the same boat. Dortmund probably won't sell to Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich probably can't outspend Manchester United. So when you're looking around for a potential suitor for Jadon Sancho, there's not many out there, do you know what I mean, in this market. Yes, a lot of them would probably like him, but can they realistically make it happen? And Dortmund are losing that battle in terms of the competition for his signature. Now, if you've got a Jadon Sancho who's making it clear, I want to be gone in this summer, and you've got less clubs coming to the door asking you for that player, your bidding war is gone. It's gone from there, and United can then start to negotiate. We've already heard as well from reliable sources, we'll mention them, David Ornstein, Fabrizio Romano, DiMarzio, etc., that United could get him for around 100 million euros, which is around 90 million pounds. So there's contrasting reports on the price, but I'm sure Dortmund would be in a position, if they're briefing people, they're saying we want 120 million, we want 130 million euros. They're not going to be saying less than that. It's claimed the Premier League club are trying to lower the price tag, mainly due to the football finances being impacted due to the COVID-19 crisis. There's hardly any club who will invest in excess of 100 million euros on one player. Despite the current situation, Dortmund chiefs Hans-Joachim Watzke and Zorc have no plans to change their stance. Now that will weaken as time goes on, I have no doubt about that. Sport Bild go on to say Sancho's best buddies, Marcus Rashford and Jesse Lingard, are at Old Trafford. If United want to unite the Englishmen, they will have to find out a strategy to find an agreement with Dortmund. It's worth pointing out the weight of this article, says Naveen, feels like it's something of a character assassination. Sport Bild goes so far that Sancho is even criticised for the way he joined Dortmund in the first place, something which didn't seem to bother them at the time. So even though you've got Dortmund here, you know, trying to say we want the most money for this guy, you lot are not getting him on the cheap, there's no chance you're getting him on the cheap. They're also briefing that is bad news. You know, trying to weaken the stance of the fans, make fans probably think, oh, let's get him out of here. Do you know what I mean? And that's what we're starting to see here. And you could have seen, you probably saw similar things with Paul Pogba at a certain point. When United were quite sure that he was going to leave, like, you know, I was sure he was going to leave last. United probably briefed little things about him as well, just to make fans think, yo, maybe we just need to get rid of this headache. So there you go. But those are the latest on Jadon Sancho. And the reports in Germany is, it's no secret that he wants to leave. And he wants to leave this summer. And he wants to be reunited with his best buddies at Man United, Marcus Rashford and Jesse Lingard. There doesn't appear to be much competition for his signature. And that's a problem for Dortmund. Vishal says just pay Dortmund what they want. He's worth it. Vishal, in a normal window, I would agree. But I think United are very sensible to try and bargain here. Because, you know, we've got a little bit more time on our hands because of the transfer window getting delayed. We've obviously lost a little bit of money. So if you've, let's say, for example, United had planned, last summer we planned, all right, we're going to spend 120 million on Jadon Sancho. This year, but let's say they budgeted for it. Yeah. And now, after this coronavirus pandemic, United have lost money. United have lost, like, I think 15 to 30 million pounds in the TV. You've got all those other things where we've lost money. The debt's gone up. So if you've now planned in your head, you've put aside this money for Jadon Sancho, but now you think, hold on, we'll pay it, but let's get that down. We've just lost money. So if you can then drop your price of paying for Jadon Sancho and you can get him for 25% cheaper, then you just counteracted the money that you've lost. You know what I mean? In terms of the way you were planning. Mate, try Hot Mic for watch-alongs. It's epic. Is anybody else? I have been told to get on that, but I want to know what you guys think. It could be easier for me to do it on my own YouTube channel, do you know what I mean? But if you guys think that would work better, let us know what you're thinking. D-Miz is back in the house. Hope you're doing well, bro. But we should keep him for his experience. He's not played badly when he played with Bruno in the Europa League. Ross, I'm guessing you're talking about Mata, but I missed half of that conversation. The loan we took out must be to keep on track with regards to our transfer and team project, says Tom. It's probably going to get done. We just need to land on the price. Can't get fleeced when we could do with other signings in the squad too, says Gareth, which I think is bang on. Was that the same conversation he had with Werner, Paul, Moran? Wait, I'm diving into your conversations here, and I just don't. Tell me to butt out if you want, guys. I'd love to get him. It's going to be real embarrassing if we miss out now. Don't worry, mate. Harry Pinero confirmed it. I love that from Harry and Specs yesterday. They had a few on strings. Specs saying it was confirmed to Arsenal, and Harry saying he had some Sancho news because I believe they're friends or they've met a few. I think they're friends anyway. But he's obviously knows Jadon Sancho, and he tweeted Sancho news coming up, and then at the time when he said he'd bring the news, he said he's a very good player. So they're obviously having everybody on, but I wouldn't be surprised if he knows something that we don't. Anything on a potential friendly against West Bromwich Albion to Sunnit? We obviously heard those rumours yesterday because United's game against Stoke was called off because of Michael O'Neill's positive test. United played in an inter-squad friendly, so you'd assume that they're not going to play in the game on that day, but they're trying to organise something for between now and next Friday. Could be on the weekend, who knows. Yes, Derek, all the way in Malaysia. Thank you very much for joining us, mate. I love trying to get to meet him this year. Hope he retires with us, says 94J Reedy. If you're ever at a match, mate, and obviously I'm telling all you guys, so if everyone goes, it'll probably be mental. But if you go to a game, Matta is one of those that will always stop and sign autographs and take pictures at the end of a match. Away games, home games, you always see him do it. So if you get in a prime position for where the players exit from a stadium, the likelihood is Juan Mata will come over to you because he's a very kind guy like that. And I've probably, you know, then again, how long are we going to have games? Probably never going to have games. And then when we do have games, that will probably be locked off. You won't be able to go anywhere near where the players are entering. Players won't stop. So things are all going to change, aren't they? Which is a weird one. Good shout. Someone just said we need a countdown. Where could I put the countdown on there? I'll have a look and we'll try and find a countdown to the first match. Why don't we play someone nearer to home for a friendly, says Arian. For those that don't know, West Bromwich Albion is literally on the motorway and it's 80 miles from Old Trafford, so they're not very far at all. I can make that journey in an hour and a half sometimes, not an hour. Don't tell the police. So I can make that journey sometimes in an hour. Guys, get hitting that like button, get commenting, get sharing. We've got 261 people watching. We've got 61 likes. That means 200 of you at least have not hit that like button. Get hitting that like button. Don't just leave it to the locals and the usuals in the house that are here every single day. Sometimes they might forget to do it because they're here every day. They get used to being on the show. They're supported. They're here every day. If you're just here now, hit subscribe, hit like, hit comment, hit share, hit join if you can. And of course, get involved. This is your show. We are at 80 members. Thank you to Ming Hjortland today for joining us. Again, I hope you've said your name right. And Ketan Ramesh, who joined yesterday. 20 away from the target. We've got 20 odd days left of June. So one a day will get us there. So get hitting that join button if you can. And remember, if you're a YouTube Premium member, you get a free membership worth up to £5, I think it is. And you can redeem that on my channel. So get hitting that like button, commenting, sharing, subscribing. Ruvez is in the house. Liam Keeley's in the house. How you doing, Liam? Siddhartha, how you doing, bro? Levi's in the house as well. I used to have a mate at school called Levi. He had really bony fingers, and when he punched you in the back, it fucking hurt. Shout out Levi. Couldn't be much closer, really. Yeah, it's pretty close, to be honest. West Bram's not far. I literally make that journey. That's the journey I pretty much make. I'm not 100 miles away from Hawthorne, so yeah. 80 miles per hour. Adam racking up more points than United right now, says Christopher. Chelsea policy at the minute seems levels above United's. Werner, Ziyech, possibly Chilwell and Havertz for around 200 million, says Jordan. Well, what we've got to take into consideration is, mate, Ziyech has a release clause. Werner has a release clause. Havertz, I think, has a release clause. So they all have release clauses, so they're easier to do those deals. I think if Jadon Sancho has a release clause, it's very, very high. Obviously, it's easy to look on and think, damn it, Chelsea are doing good business, we're not. But they've also had no business done for the last 2 seasons or something like that. You know, United have signed Bruno in that time. You know, if they get Havertz, Bruno. You know, United have made signings in that time. So I'm not overly concerned. I am obviously looking at Chelsea and thinking they're doing very good business at the moment. But a lot of them are only rumours as well. Chilwell is only a rumour at the moment. Havertz is only a rumour at the moment. Werner and Ziyech look like the ones that are probably going to happen. No worries, Andrew. It's all good, brother. Watch along when's the smoke along, says Damien. You have to come link me for that. Jacob, you know my boy Levi, or you know the Levi that's in here. Car's still with my cousins. He's still with my cousin. My cousin's got a garage which isn't far from me. And whenever anything goes wrong to my car, I just give it to him. He gives me an invoice and I pay it. That's a like, I hope because of my cousin he don't rip me off. He very much could be ripping me off. But basically, I needed a service. I needed to go and get a service anyway. I needed my bush looked at, and I don't mean my bush on my head or anywhere else. I mean on my car. For those that know what car parts are. And then obviously after yesterday's vandalism, I needed a new window. So I gave it to him to just look after and sort out and get everything sorted. My MOT expired in May, but because of coronavirus, everyone's MOT got extended by 3 months, didn't it? So I'm just going to get that done as well while we're at it. Hopefully send it in once. Don't have to send it in again for another few months. But knowing my luck, I probably will. I mean, I had to send it in last week as well for a little bit of my clutch being weird. So there you go. It is what happens when you have a car for so long. I grabbed that car about 5 years ago. And since then, I've done like 120,000 miles. I wanted to get a better car. It's not a bad car, but I wanted to get something nice. And I thought, if I get something decent, yeah, all these miles on it, it's going to absolutely batter the value of this car. So at the moment, I'm just whipping this around and ragging it till the wheels fall off. It's a Polo. One of the latest ones, not on the old ones. I brought back the bush for lockdown, says Blair. Gotta get going. See you soon, bro. Nice one, Glenn. And just like Glenn says, get hitting that like button right now. What CDM do you think we realistically get? Nobody. I would like to get Party. I would like to get maybe an Ndidi, someone like that. But I just can't see us really venturing into the market for one. I can see us trying to give maybe some game time to James Garner and co from the bench and just utilising McTominay, Fred and Matic in those positions. I can't really feel like we're going to do that. This Spurs game feels like a final, you know, says Ben. I know what you mean. Everyone's nervous for it. Everyone's excited for it. You win that as well. And the whole feel-good factor just carries on, isn't it? So that would be great. Was it 6 months they got extended by? Not bad at all. Not bad at all. What's happening, Vish? Hope you're doing well, bro. If Adam's car could style story, bloody hell. It's been to every stadium in the Premier League. Yep. Possibly the Championship as well. Let's see what state. Should we do this? It's a little bit of fun. We'll have a look. I've got nothing else to do at the moment. Let's see what stadiums my car has been in the Premier League. Liverpool, yep. City, yep. Leicester, yep. Chelsea, yep. United, yep. Well, obviously. Wolves, yep. Sheffield United, yep. Tottenham, yep. Arsenal, yep. Tottenham's new stadium, no, actually. I went to the old White Hart Lane in it, but not Tottenham's new stadium. So there's maybe one, if you want to count that. Burnley, yep. Crystal Palace, yep. Everton, yep. Newcastle, yep. Southampton, Brighton, West Ham, Watford, Bournemouth, Villa, Norwich, yep, 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 yep. Went to all of them. Then in the Championship, I've been to, not in this car, so I haven't been to Leeds in this car in the last 5-6 years. West Brom, yep. Fulham, yep. We played Brentford, didn't we? I went to Brentford. I don't think we played Forest in that time. Bristol City, yep. Millwall, no. Cardiff, yes. Blackburn, yes. Swansea, yes. Derby, yes. QPR, yes. Reading, yes. Sheffield Wednesday? I know, I haven't been to Hillsborough in the last 5-6 years. Birmingham, yes. No, not Birmingham City in the last 5, but I live down there anyway. Stoke, yes. Huddersfield, yes. Borough, yes. Wigan, yes. Remember the friendly with Jose. Hull, yes. Charlton, no. Luton, no. Barnsley, no. So I've been to almost, in the last 5, 6 years, I've been to almost every stadium in the top 2 divisions. Which ones have I been to in the League One? We did Sunderland, yeah. Ipswich, I think. No. Don't know. Shrewsbury we did. MK Dons. Bolton. No, we didn't do Bolton. But I have been to Bolton. That's pretty mad for the last... And you got to bear in mind that's like 30 trips to Old Trafford as well. Oh, God. It has been to Wembley. Yes, it has been to Wembley, Paul. I remember parking right at the top of the red car park and just getting out of my car and just looking at Wembley. And it was at great height. Get to the New York Stadium, says Vera. I'd love to do that. Crosbox says, who is McElroy? So, for you that don't know, AdamMcKola is my name. But I'll tell you where McKola comes from. McKola is a combination that I made up on Facebook like 8 years ago because I just thought, oh yeah, this is cool, isn't it? So my mum's surname is McElroy. My dad's surname is Kola. So I took the MC off the McElroy and put that on the Kola, mash it up, McKola. So it is my name, but it's just a combination of my names, a nickname almost. I've not really played COD, you know, bro. The last kind of war games I used to play, Ewan, we remember Medal of Honor Frontline and things like that back in the day. Splinter Cell and all that. I used to play those. So, yeah. Paul B, nice one for joining us again, bro. Catch you later. His bush is the highlight. Oh, my God. Yeah, we really did talk about a bush. Cambridge. Did we play Cambridge, Ross? We haven't played Leeds in the last 5, 6 years, so my car hasn't been there. I've been there in, was it 2000 when Beckham got dropped and Andy Cole scored? But I never drove then. So that was the time I went to Ellen Road, way back then. Beckham was in the stands with a cap on. Remember, he got dropped because he got dropped for, I don't know, it was something to do with Victoria Beckham. Road rash, what a game. Best part of fan cam is when you break into your own car at the end, says Ryan. Yeovil, says Sean. Yes, that's a big shout. That one is. I did do Yeovil twice. Didn't we do Yeovil twice? Have you played Yeovil twice? Northampton's another one. Yeah. So yeah, we've done an awful lot. Guys, thank you for joining us today. Remember, we are talking about, just an update for you, like that the report from Sport Build is that Jadon Sancho's transfer is a no secret. He wants to leave Borussia Dortmund this summer, and they've gone really big on his departure and kind of having a character assassination of Jadon Sancho, like, as it looks like they're trying to prepare for his exit and prepare Dortmund fans for his exit as well. So fingers crossed, that's good news for United to be playing them. Yeah, I knew Yeovil was twice. That is a mission, bro. Yeovil was a mission. But I tell you, the worst stadium to go to, the worst, and obviously you got to consider that I'm there to, you know, not only go to the game as a fan, but to do fan cams and things after and get all the content and stuff. And when we're at Burnley, you literally get no signal, bruv. The whole city runs off one internet dongle, and that is like 50 kb a second, and if someone goes on the phone, that drops off. So the whole place is fucked. Edward, how you doing, bruv? Hope you're doing well. Millwall, not in that car. Not in that car, no. We did Bristol. I've just been talking about the places I've been in the last 5 years in that car and trying to figure out how many stadiums it did, because it did an awful lot. And then when you consider, like, you know, when I've flown somewhere, I've usually taken that to the airport as well. When I got the car, it had 4,000 miles on the clock, and now it's got like 127,000 miles on the clock. In about, it's a 14 plate, so 5 years. Bloody hell. Long time no see, Geordie. Good to be back. Good to have you back, mate. Philo feels Grealish is too expensive. Who could Dortmund potentially sign to replace Jadon Sancho? Maybe a Jude Bellingham? maybe. I'm not too sure though, but they're going to have a bit of money there to make things happen, aren't they? So who knows? Big up Bristol as well for getting rid of that slave traders statue. Imagine getting angry over a slave traders statue getting dashed into the river. It's where he belongs. It's where he belongs. You know, people say, oh, you know, we should leave these statues up of slave traders so that we remember our horrible history and that we never go back to that again. If that's the case, Manchester United should build a statue of David Moyes outside Old Trafford, so we remember the bad times and never go back to that shit again. And on that note, guys, thank you for tuning in to AdamMcKola TV. Thank you for watching. Make sure you're liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing. Make sure you're keeping it locked to United Daily Live. We've got Master Debaters coming up for you later on today with me, Jay and Joe. And of course, plenty more content throughout the week. So make sure you're keeping it locked. For now, I've been AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.